Today on Play to Win, the Dan Quinn era is over. What's next for the Falcons? And can Kirby Smart finally beat Nick Saban? Where were the defenses in the SEC last week? We're going to answer all of this and more coming up on the fastest 30 minutes in television, football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Montlick & Associates. Our attorneys know what it takes to win. AT&T, more for your thing, that's our thing. And Beaver Toyota, we're here to wow you. Welcome to football's Play to Win. With Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, college and SEC football expert Chris Marler, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's Hometown Team Report is being brought to you by Montlick & Associates. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
Good morning, Atlanta. Welcome back to another Football's Play to Win. Today's Hometown Team Report is brought to you by Montlick & Associates. Bob Whitfield, Chuck Smith joining us now. The rest of the crew will catch up with us in a little bit. Had to get you two alone to talk about Dan Quinn and get your first thoughts and reactions to his departure. Bob.
Well, I know you got us sitting here like we pallbearers for the funeral, but I don't think it should be that sad because from the fans' point of view, this might have been expected. And then my man Silver reported that the brotherhood in the locker room was gone. So the mantra and the mojo and the moxie that the team had when Dan took them to the Super Bowl kind of left the building. So this is two Dans that took Atlanta Falcon teams to the Super Bowl, and two Dans have been fired by Arthur Blank. So now the team is in restructuring, new GM, new head coach. So it's going to be one of those rebuilds, Chuck. And you know about sorry teams because you've been on a few sorry teams with the Falcons.
How about you as my teammate?
Wait, Chuck, no, honestly, like, have you ever sucked this bad? Just asking.
I'll say I've been on teams that were rock bottom, and as a player, because we coach. If you're a player that's on a team that the coach gets fired, you're part of being a coach killer. It is what it is. Because at some point, we all didn't make plays when we're in this situation. But Nikki, I'll tell you this: the reason what makes this Falcons team in this era worse than any era in Falcons history, simply one reason: resources. Arthur Blank gave more resources to Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff than any other coaching era in Falcons history. He gave them first-round picks. He gave them facilities. He gave them the U.S. Army, the military guys coming in. He gave anything you could dream of. This regime was given to help this multiple group of first-rounders and high picks win a Super Bowl. That specifically right there, Nikki, the resources of Arthur Blank and what he gave makes this Dan Quinn era the worst. It's never been worse in my experience in Falcons football history simply because of that.
Listen, I want them to get it together because the Falcons are my heart and soul. So let's hope they turn over a new leaf. There's another big game in town. Well, not in town, over in Tuscaloosa, Bama, Georgia. And as a Georgia fan, what does Georgia need to do to beat Bama?
Slow them down, Nikki, in coverage. I'm going to tell you this. Georgia just needs to do what they did in the second half last week against Tennessee. The defense, let me give you a nice word I want y'all Georgia fans to remember. FBI, football intelligence. That's what the Georgia defense has. To me, they make all the right checks. They do all the great things that you need to do to play against a team like Alabama. Georgia needs to slow Alabama down and see what that offense does. But I think Georgia slow down Alabama. Watch out for the FBI, y'all.
I love it. The FBI, guys. There's more football intelligence coming up next. Stick with us. We're going to dig into where the defense went in the SEC last week. Stay tuned. Play to Win. It's up next.
On or off the field, we all have rules to play by. But what happens after a serious car crash? When the insurance company won't play fair? At Montlick & Associates, we know injury law, and we know what it takes to win. After all, we've been winning in our field for over 35 years. If you've been injured, we're here to help. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone for your free consultation. That's #946.
With advanced technology available on the Nissan Rogue, you'll be equipped to help protect the moments that matter most. This is tech that gives you confidence. Save up to $3,500 on Rogue, or get 0% financing for up to 84 months on 14 models.
This is it.
Get the new bucket, get it, get the new bucket, get it. This is it. They got that new bucket on the block. Golden crispy Southern Kitchen fried chicken. Get the new bucket. Making flavored marinated fried chicken. Get the new bucket. Delicious size with our Southern Kitchen fixing. Get the new bucket. This is it, Southern Kitchen fried chicken.
This is its new bucket on the block. Order online at thisisitbbq.com for pickup or delivery.
It's Chevy Truck Month. It's Deck Building Month. It's Toy Hauling Month. It's Explore New Ground Month. It's the month to get things done. Make it your own and make every month Chevy Truck Month.
Get $4,500 cash allowance on all 2020 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Southeastern Nissan dealer.
Our SEC ACC report is brought to you by Greater Atlanta Nissan. What the heck happened to the defenses? Chris, I want you to break this down for us. Is it COVID? I mean, what happened to everybody's defense?
First off, I think breakdown is the best way to put it, because they just had defensive breakdowns all over the SEC, especially. And it's a conference that's known for being a defensive conference. And you look at some of these teams that are supposed to be contenders for the national title: Florida, Bama, LSU, the defending national champs, and they all look really bad, especially LSU and Bama. If you saw last week, I don't want to pin it on one thing. I think it's multiple things. COVID, I'm not going to blame it on that. I think more than anything, you had 4 new hires coming to the SEC, and 3 of the 4 of them were considered offensive gurus. You have Mike Leach, Lane Kiffin. But at the same time, a lot of these defenses, it's not that they aren't good at scheming. It's the scheme. They're bad at tackling. All of the little things they do wrong. Out of position, they're soft. It's a number of things. It's definitely not COVID.
Well, I think it's just easy to blame it on COVID because all of these number of things just so happen to be happening in the time of COVID. Chuck, what do you think?
Nikki, I agree with what you're saying. But one thing, Chris, all that's all well and good, and all those intangibles are true. But from a skill standpoint, to me, it comes down to you're starting to see the evolution of the passing game, and you're starting to see the struggles of the pass rushers. Right now, I ain't seen many pass rushers in college football outside of Pitt. Some of them cats I seen at Pitt and Clemson really using skilled moves. I watch Alabama, ain't nobody using no moves. I'll tell you this, I watched the Azeez Alar kid from Georgia. He's using moves, getting sacks. So to me, and I'm going to tell you something else that's affecting these defenses, the 3-man rush. If you rush 3 men, even when you got 8 people in coverage, a good quarterback and these new offenses, they're going to find first downs. I think some of it has to do with scheme, and I think a lot of the coaches are old. Listen, Ed Ogeron, the scheme they're running is old school, man. So I just think a lot of the schemes are messed up, in my opinion, to me.
Number 1, Clemson rolling into Atlanta today to take on Tech. Do they have a chance? Tech, Bob?
Well, Georgia Tech definitely has a chance if they show up and something happens to Clemson's bus and their food the night before and their stomachs are hurting. But to talk some real serious football, they do have a rushing attack at Georgia Tech. That rambling wreck offense, the quarterback is the leading rusher, and they got a young offensive lineman that's going to have to stop that Clemson defense who has 18 sacks on the year. So they do get after the quarterback. But I think for Georgia Tech to stay in this game, they do have to shorten the time of possession for Clemson. So they have to be successful running the ball.
All right, guys, stick with us. When we come back, will the Dogs get past the Tide? We'll break it down for you coming up next on Play to Win.
With advanced technology available on the Nissan Rogue, you'll be equipped to help protect the moments that matter most. This is tech that gives you confidence. Save up to $3,500 on Rogue, or get 0% financing for up to 84 months on 14 models.
Every day, we roll out before sunrise. Our dedication is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Your first 6 months are free with Reliable.
Your boss thinks you're the best. His rock star sales rep, heir to his throne. But if you can't upload that massive presentation in time for his big meeting because you have cable, just remember, you're not a bad employee.
Anybody got a joke?
You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience with 20 times faster upload speeds than cable. Get AT&T Fiber, plan starting at $45 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877-ONLY-ATT.
So I'm gonna hold on promoting you this quarter.
Drop the taco. Get in the car. Does this Sentra feel like a compromise to you? The handling, it's good, right? No compromise there. Watch this. Rear automatic braking. So if this Nissan Sentra isn't going to compromise, why should you?
The all-new Nissan Sentra with more standard safety features than any other car in its class. Right now, get a low $199 per month lease on the 2020 Nissan Sentra.
We carry a lot in our trucks and use cutting-edge technology. Our experience is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Your first 6 months are free with Reliable.
Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow you.
The Dog Report is brought to you by Beaver Toyota. A lot to unpack here today, guys. Georgia, Alabama, a lot of things we can talk about because a lot of moving parts, but I just want to start off with you, Chris. What's your biggest storyline on the game?
Well, if you would have asked me that on Wednesday, the answer probably would have been a little bit different. The biggest storyline is obviously Saban having COVID, not being on the sidelines. How's that going to affect the team? That's the biggest storyline. Honestly, though, what the biggest storyline should be is how incredible of a matchup this is with Bama's offense versus Georgia's defense. And I've been saying this all year that Georgia's defense is the best we've seen in college football in a decade. This is the first time in modern football history where you have the most efficient offense, the number one ranked offensive efficiency team versus the number one ranked defensive efficiency team. It's only happened 4 times in the modern era. And 3 of those were national championship games. So it should be an incredible matchup. When you look at both sides, both units, and the numbers, we did a deep dive into the stats this week. And like out of 15 major statistical categories, Georgia ranked first or second in the SEC in 14 of them. Bama ranked first or second in 13 of the 15 in the SEC for offensive categories. It's going to be an incredible matchup, and we'll see who flinches first.
Bob, what do you think the X factor is going to be in the game? Any specific players?
Oh, I got one specific. He's my son of old teammate Emil Ekiyor Jr., who's the right guard, the plug-and-play right guard that's starting for the first time for Bama on a veteran offensive line. He's going to be the only one that has not experienced the Georgia Bulldog defense firsthand. So the right guard for Alabama is going to have his hands full, and I expect him to play well because he's been dominating in the trenches. So he's going to be a key matchup I watch. Emil Ekiyor Jr.
All right. Well, that brings us to our showdown of the week.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
No surprise here. It's obviously Georgia, Alabama, and Chuck, I want you to take us through all your emotions right now. Tell us what you think about this game.
Man, first and foremost, I'm straight up going to tell you, Chris, I'm going for the Dogs. And let me tell you why. Number one, I love defense, and I love seeing the way this Georgia team plays. Let me tell you the X factor, Dan Lanning. Quiet as kept. Is he the best college defensive coordinator in college football? I'll say the stats say yes. His schemes are dynamic. He gets his players to play for him. Shout out, they got a great D-line coach in Trey Scott. This Georgia team, like Chris says, is one of the best defenses that we've seen in quite some time. I'm just going to be excited to watch this Georgia defense compete, and I just love what Dan Lanning brings to the table, and it'll show up today.
Chris, are your feelings hurt?
I mean, I'll tell you right now, as somebody that had to sit through that Bama Ole Miss game last week and has been a lifelong Bama fan, I shouldn't say this, but I miss Kirby so much. I miss that defense. It's so bad. Bama's defense is so bad, and I completely agree with you. And we talk about guys like Bill Venables all the time, and Todd Grantham, which is a joke at this point. But the guy from Clemson, like I said, Bill Venables, we should be talking about Dan Lanning more. What he's been able to do in the past 2 seasons is absolutely incredible. And the numbers are just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And they're so deep. And we talked about how it's the best defense we've seen in a decade. They're deeper than any defense I've seen in my entire life.
Guys, stick with us. When we come back, we're going to talk Falcons. What's next for them? Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Atlanta Nissan dealers. This is It Barbecue and Atlanta Peach Movers.
Hey Atlanta, have you heard? Beaver Toyota Cummings only 20 minutes away from you. We're 20 minutes from Dawsonville, 20 minutes from Johns Creek, 20 minutes from Alpharetta, 20 minutes from Milton and Buford. If you make the 20-minute drive, we guarantee to wow you. Plus, when you buy from Beaver Toyota, every vehicle comes with our exclusive Beaver benefits. Lifetime oil changes, an exclusive warranty, and free car washes. Beaver Toyota Cumming, 20 minutes from anywhere. Don't make me come get you.
Has chronic knee pain, arthritis, or osteoarthritis of the knee robbed you of your mobility? Would you like your pain-free life back again? Then call now. You may qualify for a new non-surgical, drug-free treatment for knee pain. Even if you've tried other treatments with little or no relief, you may still be a candidate for our Advanced Arthritis Relief Protocol. This emerging treatment is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. Suffer no longer. Call right now and get your mobility back.
When I was in an accident, I spoke with the insurance company for help.
When Marge Henderson reached out to us for help, we were genuinely concerned.
I needed money for my medical bills and lost income.
We were concerned about paying her too much money.
The insurance company figured I wouldn't get a lawyer.
So we offered her a lowball settlement.
They really stuck it to me. Thanks, insurance company.
You're welcome, Marge Henderson.
Protect your rights. Dial #WIN from your cell phone to speak with a Malik attorney.
It's bow time.
Out of gas on game day? Drop a big bow box on it. Get enough chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea to feed a family of 4 with the Team Big Bow Box for $19.99.
It's bow time.
Today's Atlanta Falcons report is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, find new roads.
And welcome back. It's time for our Falcons report, brought to you by Georgia Drive Chevy. Welcome back to the show, Terrence. We missed you last week. Terrence Mathis, ladies and gentlemen, Atlanta Falcons legend.
Welcome back,
and it has been a week.
Welcome back.
I have got to hear what you think about everything that's happened. We've got a coaching shakeup, obviously. Dan Quinn is out. Do you think this is going to ignite a spark within the Falcons at this point in the season?
Well, I sure hope so, because right now they're interviewing for next year's jobs. Because at the end of the day, I guarantee you, whoever's looking at this job as a GM or a head football coach is looking at these players and even the current coaching staff to see how they finish the season. You're in that locker room right now and you just got rid of the guy who created the brotherhood for you. You know that they're looking to replace you also.
Wow.
Real.
Chuck,
That's real
what do you
tough.
think? It's real. What do you think, Chuck?
Man, this is just a funny time, especially you come in that locker room after a coach has gotten fired. You all feel responsible. We all loved our coaches that we had when we were Falcons. Well, there was a few that I might not have liked, but as a player, you got to look yourself in the eye and say, when they had cover one, if I'm Oliver, did I play the right technique? You got to look, if I'm on the offensive line, if I'm one of the offensive linemen, no names to be named, and I don't make that play, you're responsible, Bob. So to me, man, I used to always, it was just a butterfly kind of feeling when I was on the team and a coach got fired. And it was like, man, we got to do the best we can do.
Well, let me name drop for you. I'm a name drop. Got Jerry fired, got June fired, got Dan Reeves fired. I'm just saying from my personal Falcons coaching changes, there was 3 coaches that I know got fired, and then Jim Moore came in and got me fired. So it's one of those things is that as a player, hey, you have to look at yourself in that little cubicle locker and says, I just got to worry about what my cleats and my shoulder pads and my helmets are handling. My business here on the field, because jobs are not secure right now. And Arthur Blank wouldn't even secure his $100 million quarterback's job. So if the Falcons stay on their current trajectory and they go up to Minnesota and lay this egg, what's going to happen is you might be seeing jockeying for a number one position to bring in a new starting quarterback and replace the whole thing. Bye-bye, Matt. Bye-bye, Julio, and start from scratch, rebuild new GM, new Falcons. Heck, he might even change the uniforms again.
So, Terrence, because the Vikings are struggling right now, do you think that the Falcons have a pretty good chance to get their first win of the season?
Well, the Vikings started out slow, but they're getting better and better each week. They took Seattle to the wire. So, it's not going to be a pushover for the Falcons. They're going to have to come play their best game if they can find one.
If they can find it, that's the big question. Guys, stick with us. We'll be right back. There's more coming up on Play to Win.
Yeah, I think we're good here. Why do we offer so many active safety features on our Chevy SUVs? Oh, yeah.
All set.
Ready, Freddie?
Because we're not just engineers.
Call us when you get there, okay? Slowly. I'm going slow. We have families, too.
Get $4,000 cash allowance on most 2020 Blazer models. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
We interrupt your erectile dysfunction with an important message. If erectile dysfunction or Peyronie's disease has you down, the doctors at Atlanta Health Clinic can help. No pills, no surgery, no needles, no pain. We have the newest revolutionary U.S. patented medical process and device from Europe, utilizing advanced acoustic wave technology, proven effective regardless of your age or medical condition. Visit AtlantaHealthClinic.com or call for your consultation with our doctors today and avoid interruption.
We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort. Our commitment is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Only $19.99 a month for a new water heater.
With advanced technology available on the Nissan Rogue, you'll be equipped to help protect the moments that matter most. This is tech that gives you confidence. Save up to $3,500 on Rogue, or get 0% financing for up to 84 months on 14 models.
Today's NFL Report is being brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, servicing Atlanta's heating and air conditioning needs for over 40 years.
Welcome to our NFL Report, brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. We're going to start breaking down the NFC South, figure out exactly where we think they are 5 games in. Terrence, I'm going to start with you. Just breaking down the NFC South, how good are we compared to the rest of the league?
Well, right now, the first 3 teams, they can play with pretty much anybody. Right now, Tampa Bay is still trying to find their identity whatsoever. They're just right there. Carolina winning 3 in a row without McCaffrey in the lineup. They're overachieving right now, but the Saints are the cream of the crop. But, they still, in the NFC, you still have teams like Seattle, you have the Rams, you have Green Bay, you have the Bears. So, the NFC is a tough conference. But at the end of the day, we always have a team out of the NFC South that goes deep into the playoffs.
Chuck, what do you think about the contrast around the NFC?
I think it's good balance. I think it's defined by great quarterbacks at all the teams, including Atlanta, even though Atlanta's 0-5. I just think when you look at these teams, I think that's the biggest disappointment also with the Falcons. I mean, these teams don't have no more talent than the Falcons do. They right now just seem to have better coaching and a better cohesiveness. But I'm really intrigued by what's going on with the Carolina Panthers and Teddy Bridgewater. Opportunistic defense, team that's playing really hard, Bob.
Well, yeah, I was going to just say that the Falcons, even though they got the donut on the bottom of the division, they still have a chance with all their divisional opponents coming up. They lost one to Carolina.
There you go, Lord.
They still have a chance, bro. You put in Raheem as the coach. He's going to bring a spark the same way Houston won a game under Romeo Crennel. You got to go with the positive side that the coaching change is going to deliver the spark, and you have all your divisional opponents. They're waiting to get beat, so you can beat Tampa. You can beat New Orleans.
This ain't the time, though. Right now, we talking about the other 3 teams. There you go,
Chuck.
I'm still
you got to stop
bullying
Bob for being optimistic. Bob, I love your optimism and energy, guys. We'll be right back with Jeffrey, the Ed Schecter's picks for the week. Stick with us on Play to Win.
At Reliable Heating and Air, Every day we roll out before the sun rises. We carry a lot in our trucks and use cutting-edge technology. And work late so you can sleep easier. We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort. And keep you warm all winter long. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Your first 6 months are free when you get a new heating and cooling system with Reliable.
With advanced technology available on the Nissan Rogue, you'll be equipped to help protect the moments that matter most. This is tech that gives you confidence. Save up to $3,500 on Rogue, or get 0% financing for up to 84 months on 14 models.
Happy Hour just got hoppier at IHOP with a $6 menu featuring pancakes, burgers, and more yum-yums. So while you can't buy happiness, you can buy hoppiness. iHoppy Hour, every day from 2 to 10 p.m.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
Today's college and NFL predictions is being brought to you by the Atlanta Health Clinic, named Industry Best 2020 for treating ED and Peyronie's disease.
Welcome back. It's time now for our college and NFL predictions, brought to you by the Atlanta Health Clinic. Jeffrey the Edge Schechter joins the show now. Jeffrey, take us around your picks for the week. Start us off with college.
College, go all SEC this week. I like South Carolina getting 3 at home against Auburn. I don't think Auburn's that good. I like Arkansas. They're playing much better than expected. They should have beat Auburn last week. I like them with the 3 points against Mississippi. And I think Georgia's defense is sensational. I don't think Alabama's style is like Mountain West ball to try and outscore the other guy 60-50. I like Georgia with the 4 points. In the pros, Cleveland's come on strong. They're 4-1. And I like them against Pittsburgh. Take the 3.5. Green Bay knows how to win. Tampa, I don't know if they know how to win. Give the 1 with Green Bay at Tampa. And Arizona at Dallas. Dallas, their defense is terrible. I hate to give points, but give the 2 at Arizona because they're going to score a lot. That's it for this week. Let's have a good week.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Chris, what do you think the storyline is going to be, the big talk of the town after Bama, Georgia?
I mean, after Georgia fans are done burning the city down and celebrating, I'm assuming it'll still be COVID or no COVID about the rematch in December, because these two teams are going to have to play again, regardless of what happens on Saturday.
It's a really good point. And you know what? I'll leave you guys with this. Go Dogs! We will see you all next Saturday, 9 a.m. on Fox 5. Thanks for tuning in to another week of football's Play to Win.
Today's show has been brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, the Atlanta Health Clinic, and your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, find new roads.